So I want to talk a little bit about circadian rhythm and why it is important to respect the circadian rhythm and best optimize it to suit our lifestyle. So the circadian rhythm is a natural internal body clock that operates on a 24-hour cycle, and it tends to operate in line with the sunrise and the sunset. Now, I know there's a few shift workers here, and we will work with you on an individual basis. There are protocols that we can put in place to help with the shift work, but ultimately this is directed at a person who works a typical daytime job. So what happens is when the sun rises, that tells our brain that it's time to wake up, time to go to work, and time to do things. So in order for this to happen, our cortisol levels are spiked in the morning, and that assists with us waking up from our deep sleep and then gives us energy and focus to tackle tasks throughout the day. As the day continues, our cortisol levels will start to diminish. So they're highest in the morning when we need to be alert and be awake, and slowly throughout the day they get less and less. Now, as the sun sets, that's a signal for our brain to start producing melatonin, and melatonin assists with sleep, and if we can have a good sleep, it assists with recovery and so on. Now, this is tough in modern day society because we're exposed to so much blue light via cell phones, computer screens, or TV screens. This is why trying to keep as little blue light coming into our eyes after sunset as possible is beneficial and ultimately very necessary. Circadian rhythm also helps regulate our eating cycles. So at certain times of the day, it'll fire up our digestive system and produce certain proteins that will help absorb the nutrients from the food we eat. So this is why it's important to create consistency with our meal times and also what we eat. Having inconsistent sleep and wake times and inconsistent meals all leads to a more stressful internal process within one's body. So if we can make our sleep and wake times as consistent as possible and our meal times consistent, this will allow us to use energy elsewhere, be it in our training, in our work, or in our family life. So yeah, I think circadian rhythm is one of those things we can all work on in some capacity, and we can always make fine adjustments for it to be optimal to us and our situation.